This episode of The Casual is brought to you in part by Squarespace. For all your website needs, Squarespace delivers it in an all-around package to help you build a beautiful, integrated online presence.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Reggie Casual, and welcome to WTH On The Rise, our new monthly WTH segment that showcases brands, projects, and collections from independent designers the world over. Each month, we'll be choosing 2 international independent labels and/or collections, and 1 Japanese one, and giving you not only a review, but a breakdown of their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Basically a small SWOT consultation. And don't forget to stay to the end to see how you can get your project showcased right here on The Casual. That said, let us get it. First up on our radar is Estes, spearheaded by technical designer Rune, coming out of Indonesia. Estes positions itself as an outdoor future retro-styled brand and distinctly has a gorpcore look, but what makes it special is the amount of function each piece has without being so complex that renders certain elements useless. The other cool aspect of the label is that it features a bit of modularity. Bags can attach to pants, additional elements can be added to the bag, and it actually works well considering you don't actually have to do any of that, but the seamless nature works to its benefit. Fortunately, I was sent a package by Estes and Rune, and I was surprised at the attention to detail, and the quality struck me as it is a brand made in Indonesia, which is not a place where we think quality abounds, but Rune has painstakingly chosen amazing pattern makers and artisans, leading to amazing craftsmanship. The hoodie that he sent is a drop shoulder tech hoodie with weather-sealed pockets, an open bottom hem, and a surprising fleece inner liner for extra warmth. That alone was incredible, but the extras and silhouette choice was acutely well executed. The bread and butter of Estes are pants, and Rune didn't slouch on that. The soft to the touch nylon weave presents itself as simple, but add in a bit of that aforementioned modularity and things sort of get incredibly interesting. The silhouette is reminiscent of brands like the North Face, although noticeably wider, which makes it a shoe-in for gorp style with current trends in mind. Now, Estes' biggest strength is its designer Rune, bar none. His expertise and technical know-how allows him to think of pieces in an almost engineering type manner. This skill and attention to detail also gives him an advantage over labels experimenting with elements he naturally has an affinity towards figuring out. However, Estes' biggest weakness is its location and its marketing efforts. Being located in Indonesia presents itself with a few obstacles. Most people will have preconceived notions about the quality, but this can be overcome with purposeful marketing. As marketing goes, however, Rune is getting better at being more effective in his networking skills and marketing skills. Leaning on his personal technical design skill may help improve his standing in the fashion community that he's trying to attract. Which leads us to opportunities. While Estes' outdoor-infused aesthetic lines up with current trends, I believe Rune would do well to advertise his own skills in technical design, showcasing and helping others to identify issues in construction of clothing. Doing this can only help people get more eyes on the brand. Threats are simple. Estes has healthy competition. Because the trend sphere in its market is saturated, Rune has to lean into the personal touch heavily because the brand is outmatched in sheer volume. It can make up for it by choosing on a definitive community. So that's Estes, and you can check out the brand's Chapter 3 available for pre-order at thesimpledays.co. That's actually the name of the brand, Simple Days, but it was truncated to Estes. It's a lot easier to say. I don't know, but yeah, you can check them out there. They got some pretty solid pricing. It's incredibly fair considering the thought gone into the pieces. You could also check them out on the listed Instagram sites. So check it all out, follow it, support your up and coming designers. He's doing good work, and give him some feedback. All right, so our next label is one that many of you may be familiar with, and that is Akashikama, started by Bay Area native and Japanese American Alec Nakashima. Now, I had a chance to speak with Alec directly, and he gave me the breakdown on his position and his why for starting the label. In short, as a full-blooded American, Alec lived his life less as a Japanese. Akashikama is basically a way for him to rekindle and appreciate both cultures that form his identity. As such, his premier product are Western-style tailored noragi. Now, what does that mean? Well, traditional noragi are a bit wider with more than a forgiving drop shoulder and an almost oversized silhouette. It can be worn within certain wardrobes, but a lot of the time it comes off more ethnic than it's worth. Akashikama takes the structure of noragi, but makes it more familiar to a Western market. Shoulders are more tapered, and it comes off more as an open cardigan than just strictly Japanese. That said, the vibe is still there, and when you couple that with some of the other wears like its 1950s, 60s Japan-inspired cardigan, magic just happens. Alec has essentially made Akashikama a fine-tuned machine with great presentation, images, and a sound message. There isn't much to correct in that regard. The only consultation I would give is to make it known you provide something that many people are looking for. Noragi and kimono-like jackets are a high-demand item for a lot of folks, and getting more to recognize that would only serve the brand more. I'd also like to see some premium limited stuff to shake up some of the things that they have that they offer, but I'm sure that that's on the way. And you can check out Akashikama on Instagram at Akashi_Kama. And you can also check them out on their website at akashi-kama.com. So check them out. Support Ali. He's doing great work as somebody that I think has an amazing story and an amazing approach to fashion, especially in the independent market space. But before we get into the next label, let's get into a word from our sponsor, Squarespace.
A big part of fashion is community, and building a fashion brand or any business requires a strong one. That's why using Squarespace for your new website might be the way to go. Besides being packed with great website templates, built-in SEO and analytics, Squarespace's new members areas make it easy to create, foster, and grow a community of true fans. Give back by giving members exclusive content, discounts, and much more, all while monetizing your business. So use our code squarespace.com/thecasual to save 10% off of your first website, and let Squarespace help you build your brand, business, and community.
All right, so we finally end this episode with the promised Japanese brand of the month, and we went with Blue Japan. Not to be confused with Pure Blue Japan or Blue Japan Denim, which are totally different brands, but equally dope. Blue Japan is the one that we're focusing on today. Now, to be fair, a lot of people have been asking me to talk about this one for a while, and for good reason. It has been around for a while, but it's still one to look out for. First off, Blue Japan is one of those inherently sustainable brands, as it employs natural indigo dyes from actual plants. It has plenty of remake items and does its best to use all the fabric it sources. But unlike a lot of Western brands, it doesn't advertise its sustainability. It's simply a byproduct of how the brand is designed, which is very cool indeed. The other amazing thing about Blue is that it employs many traditional Japanese techniques and clothing. Sashiko stitching, boro, and patchwork make up the brand's craft and make. They also provide traditional kimono in their offerings, making for an amazing showcase. The unfortunate news about Blue, however, is that it's pretty difficult to get your hands on. The website isn't internationally friendly, and pieces can be hard to come by even in the secondhand market. Western online stores like End and Mr. Porter have some select pieces, but often the pieces are dated and simply don't have the breadth of what the label offers in its entirety. That, and it's wildly overpriced on those sites. People just keep their Blue Japan. That's the problem. And it's also one of those Japanese exclusive and elusive labels. Basically means that they don't want any and everyone to know about it or wear it because mainstream fame would dilute the quality substantially. However, if you can come across a piece that fits your wardrobe, or if you take a visit to Japan, I highly recommend at least visiting the shop in Daikanyama, one of my favorite areas in Tokyo no less. It's a bit hidden from view as it's in a store called the Okura store, and that is in Japanese, and it doesn't have Blue Japan plastered on the front. But the Okura shop is incredibly recognizable and stands out amongst the more modern buildings that surround it. Just go in, I promise you, you'll at least be amazed at the ambiance. It's pretty exclusive, which is why I don't have any footage of inside. And also, that's just Japan. Seriously, I can't recommend Blue Japan enough. If you're a fan of labels like Capital, Visvum, or any label within that category, you're going to like Blue Japan. There's absolutely no way that you wouldn't like it. It's in the same category, they just use a lot more indigo. And that's it, that's this month's WTH on the rise. I hope you enjoyed it, but of course, if you have a brand that you would like to be showcased and you believe you do some good work, you can email us at info@thecasual.co, and maybe, just maybe, you could be next. You could send it in, you could send us your lookbook. You don't have to spend all that money to send me pieces. You ain't got to do all that. But if you send a lookbook, we'll showcase it here. I'll give you my take on it, and hopefully the community can give you their take on it as well. But just be sure to come correct. We take serious labels only, those who are really putting the work in. We're pretty strict on that, but not too much, so don't be scared. However, if you are lacking confidence, if you're like, man, I'm not sure, but I'm kind of sure, I'm not sure, whatever. If you're lacking that confidence in your brand, join us on Patreon for our brand building series class, our monthly fashion business webinar, and private Discord where you can ask questions, get honest feedback, and learn how to get to that serious status so you can get that promotion, if you know what I'm saying. So definitely visit us there if you're really into it. But most importantly, keep it locked right here for all of your info on international fashion culture and business from Tokyo. It's your boy, and keep it casual. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. And I will see you guys in a minute.